Crazy. Industry spotlight. Let's have a bit of a.
Let's have a rave. Let's have a yarn about our sector.
Yeah. Does that mean we go to a funky slide with a bang? Yeah, yes, there you go. A bit of funky. Guys working on our new format, changing it up, mate. The whole going live thing. It's a thing.
It's a fun thing.
It's a fun thing. It is indeed. Thanks, guys. Look, the finalists for the 2020 Art Music Awards have been unveiled, with the organisers describing this year's selection as the most vibrant and surprising lineup of shortlisted artists, works and performances. They've narrowed it down from 278 nominations across 13 categories, with winners set to be unveiled on September 8 during the virtual awards ceremony. It's all going online, it's all virtual. The annual event, which celebrates its 10th anniversary this year, will be live streamed via APRA and AMCOS YouTube channel on September 8 at 7 p.m, so check that out.
Good to see them. Good to see them stepping with the times, getting virtual.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We can all go now.
Yeah,
we can all go to the awards rather than waiting for the next day for the press release.
Yeah,
which is great. Also today, applications closed for the Great Southern Nights initiative for the Bring 1,000 gigs, which is 500 in Sydney and 500 in the rest of New South Wales. But that's rolling out in November, Dan.
Okay, so applications are now closed.
It's closed now, okay. And I gave...
Any word on when we're going to find out anything? Have you heard anything? Just that.
Look, I rang Glenn at the Beach Hotel to chat with him and say, hey, I rang the Northern, but no one answered. But wanted to find out if they put the application in. And Glenn said that the Beach Hotel had put an application for doing something. Yeah, so there'll be a gig there for somebody, and it's about local acts. So, and they'll get a bit of funding there to help them put it on. But there's a lot, and it leads up to the ARIA Awards, and there's Barnsley's involved. So we may not see Barnsley and the DMAs and all those guys up here. They'll be doing gigs in Sydney somewhere.
Tones and I and stuff.
Tones and but it's a positive.
Tones and I are local. They'd be good to see them there. The Beachy, part of that.
Yep, it'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it'd be great. Yeah, local outfit. So and good on Tones and I. Doing great work. So, hey, anything's possible. Yep. We'll see what happens. And then also, Dan, we've been waiting for this and hanging out, and like the whole industry's been hanging on a knife edge for this one.
The job sleeper, the haymaker, whatever.
The job sleeper, the job maker has been announced for as the first bit of guidelines have been unveiled this week as part of the JobMaker Arts Funding Program, which is $75 million for the RISE Fund, which is Restart Investment to Sustain and Expand. So I guess we're trying to sustain ourselves, and we are trying to expand by doing this kind of, this new show content. And what we're doing is for ourselves. Hopefully we are kind of restarting and hopefully restart our events business, but we'll see what happens. $35 million of Art Sustainability Fund, which is set to provide direct financial assistance to support Commonwealth-funded arts and culture organisations, which I'm guessing is Opera, Australian Ballet, large organisations which are part of the government funding program. And there'll be other groups like that to be involved. Regional
big
arts.
Players are going to get
big players.
They'll get that.
Yeah, there's $35 million for big players. The RISE Fund will provide grants of between $75,000 and $2 million to help restart activities such as festivals, concerts, tours, and events once it's safe to do so. Which is, we're going into the unknown, Dan. We don't know when that's going to be.
Unless we go virtual like everybody else is, which will, there's lots of virtual festivals happening. I wonder if that's kind of what they're looking at, or if that's not creating the right employment that they're looking for.
Well, it could. It's to, we'll see the guidelines and see what
Yeah.
they say. But I think there's always going to be an online content of some sort.
I think that's going to be a takeaway
in
from
its
this whole
future.
crisis is
Yeah.
that most live performances will now have some sort of online content as well.
Well, it could be part of what they call the reimagining.
Mm-hmm.
The grants will allow the arts sector to reactivate, reimagine, and create new cultural experiences. So that's definitely going to
words.
be in there for sure. There's all the buzzwords there.
Fluffy words too.
Including innovative operating and digital delivery models. And it's designed to
go.
help keep artists, performers, roadies, front of house staff, and all those who work behind the scenes employed, which is our crew, and so many people in the industry.
Yeah.
It's a $112 billion industry.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how we're going to get 250 million out there effectively, but it's better than nothing at all at this
So
point.
organisations like ours will be able to apply through the Rise Foundation, is that what it is, or a Rise Fund?
It's
a pool of money.
Yeah.
For a 75 grand to $2 million for grants.
For grants.
So we can put in an
So,
application, okay?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
other organisations like ours.
And the applications are going to open up later this month and into September. So let's hope there's some
Get on
amazing,
it if you're a company. Get on it.
amazing stuff coming
Yeah.
out of that. Yeah. Also this week we lost Don Martin has passed away. He was my sex bass guitarist. So yeah, we lost him this week,
computer
unfortunately.
games.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
so many more. So Godspeed, Don, and thanks for all your beautiful work.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a really lovely man and great to work with. Apparently, really
Right.
passionate.
So a big part of the music industry in the
Huge part of
late
like
80s.
My Sex and In Excess. It's so much Australian. Like back in
Yeah.
the '80s in Australia was just
Yeah.
huge
All
industry
over- all over
and
the
innovative and yeah. Steve Gilpin. I met Steve Gilpin, who was the lead singer of My Sex, and when we got the North Coast Music Industry Association started, I was on the management board there with Peter Noble as well
Right.
and Steve Gilpin.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day.
When was
before-
that? What year was that?
Oh, Dan, that's good. 90s, in the 90s.
Okay.
And then
Decade.
yeah, and then I'm not sure. We'll have to get the exact year. And then we've also produced the first Dolphin Awards.
Ah,
for
yeah,
the North
the
Coast.
local,
Yeah,
the
first-
North Coast.
Yeah,
Dolphin
yeah.
Awards.
So I was doing all the lighting and audio and helping out and also judging and helping the judgment of all the local talent and skills in the music industry. So it'd be great to get those guys in and talk to them about
It would, yeah.
Dolphin Awards and what's happening.
It would.
Look, I'm nearly there, Dan. Also announced this week, local industry news with Alira Cornell announcing her work with the Regent Cinema in Wollumbar. They've taken it back from a $2 shop or whatever it was and turning it back into a cinema. And, and so
nice.
they're reopening as a cinema. And also wanting to do live stage acts and shows and streaming out of the venue.
Great.
So
great.
hopefully we'll be able to help her there with streaming acts and
Yeah.
live acts and performances from there.
And just good to see that kind of culture coming back to Merbar, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I've just got a little bit of looking a little bit further afield globally. There's some virtual stuff coming up because everyone's doing that these days in our current situation. Burning Man's the big one. So what they've done is they've basically created a multiverse. So lots of different people. The whole concept of Burning Man is that people contribute to it and create the festival. And so that's what people have done. They've created all these different virtual reality or augmented reality experiences that you can have, and it's created the multiverse. So there's 8 of them at the moment. There's the Ethereal Empyrean experience, which is Temple 2020, which is the team behind Black City's Empyrean Temple. That's where you go and you kind of give your offering, and you can like let go of stuff and express, and it gets all burnt. But they're doing that digitally. We've got Build a Burn, which is an interactive digital space. They've already hosted events, including remote burns and stuff like that. There's 8 of them. There's one called the Black Rock City in full VR, which is inspired by the multiverse theme, and it comes with current and past art installations, so you can check out some of the previous stuff. And there's also one called the Infinite Player, which is a virtual burn, which will provide people participating in this particular multiverse, whatever you want to call it, with the simulated experience of going home. And the universe features a photoreal landscape. It looks really good, and I think we've got a bit of a clip lined up where you can have a look. So can we?
Oh, fantastic!
We're almost ready for that one.
Almost ready for that. Nearly
So
there.
they've created this really amazing virtual player of where the first.
So someone's
is.
been programming the hell out of this and have created these
A bunch
virtual
of different
worlds.
people have been programming all these different things, so we can all go into the multiverse, which is a real sign of things to come. It's really starting to get interesting as time goes on. It's going to get really interesting what events are going to be, and I don't think we've really seen the beginning of it yet. I think there's going to be a big evolutionary leap through this. I think.
Look, obviously nothing's ever going to replace the awesomeness of being at a live gig, but if you can't get there,
And if you can still go and you can interact with people and you can enjoy the experience and you've got a haptic suit on or something and you can feel things, then it's going to get closer and closer to being real. And
what was the VR one we did a month ago?
That was the Glastonbury.
The Glastonbury.
Yeah, they did a virtual thing this year because Glastonbury was cancelled, and so we borrowed a virtual VR headset and had a go and went to their VR thing, and it was really immersive and it was really quite well done. And you could walk up to people and have a chat with them just like you do in any festival. All that stuff that you do at a festival, buy merch, blag your way backstage, all that stuff. But, Burning Man's a really creative thing, which is all collaborative. So that what's happened, instead of the owners of the festival or whoever they are or the promoters, this is all the other people who have really contributed and created this stuff. Right. So are we ready for that clip? No. Okay, no. We're not going to get it. We're not going to get a look at that one.
We'll come back. So, well, that's fantastic. It sounds really interesting. I'd love to. That'd be a great experience to have a look at that.
Bringing it back home, though, there's some virtual concerts of comedy and music which are happening in Australia, called Inside Sets, which sounds quite interesting. The point of difference for this thing is the interactivity. We're used to virtual stuff where you go and you're just a participant, you watch, but this is much more about interactivity, because the thing that the artists are missing is the interactivity with the audience. So what they've done is they've created two different ticketing platforms. One's incognito, where you just go and you watch and no one sees you, or you can go inside and then your face gets shown in the studio. They can see you dancing. They can see, so whoever's performing gets to see you as part of the thing.
So it's like screens with people's faces on them that they're performing to.
That's right. Yeah.
And there's different rates as well. You can be down the front row in the VIP or you can be further back as well. It's really interesting. And they must feature that as part of the show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's comedy and music. So I think there was something tonight which we've already missed, but on the 20th there's Tahir and Friends and Briggs, Indigenous performer, and on the 22nd of August is Matt O'Kine from Triple J and Friends, the comedian, plus Nookie and Kobe D. So
fantastic.
Another great virtual thing to look at. And please pay. We've got to pay. We've got to
buy a ticket.
The industry. Buy a ticket and
go
check it
artists.
out. Be entertained for the night. Go to an event. Yep.
Awesome. And also back at home, the Byron Theatre are also doing streaming. They've got online streaming, not events out of the theatre, but they've got the cinema and the theatre experience that they usually would project in the venue. They're actually streaming those online regularly. So Saturday and Sunday they've got two different streams going on. So if you go to the website, the Byron Theatre website, have a look at those, what they're streaming.
We're such an adaptable species, aren't we? Something happens and we all just adapt really quickly. It's pretty amazing to see. It really is, and to be a part of. And although we're lamenting the loss of something, it's also good to embrace what can be, what's going to come out of this. So,
great. All right, so quickly in the real world, Dan, Burning Hands, who were on the show last week, are at the Railway Hotel tomorrow. There is an artisan market at Acacia Street in the industrial estate. And our own spin sister Chop Suey is going to be there. There's also Walking Francis, who's beautifully guitarist. Pablo is going to be there. Fantastic. It was really beautiful. And go and buy some art and go and support the guys and just chill. Really good COVID-safe event. Lots of spaciousness, art stalls. Tim Stokes has been on the show. He's going to be at the Beach Hotel. Dan Clark as well at the Beach Hotel. And also one of the hardest working women in show business, the lovely Mandy Nolan has also got the Country Witches Association in Mullumbimby tomorrow night as well. And I think it's a sold-out thing. And she's done, this is like the third or fourth version of this show that she's done, as well as other stuff. She's just working out there.
The Country Witches Association.
Yeah. And there's some gigs at the Beach Hotels, live acts, local acts at the Beach Hotel over the weekend as well. Adam Harp has the Cheese Trio and Jay Squidge and the 420 Sound at the Beach Hotel on Sunday. South Wall as well at the Railway Hotel. There you go. There's a bit of real world stuff. Gigs happening. COVID safe.
People adapting.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So we're going to jump to video of the week, I believe.